Muniba Mazari once said, "You were not born to depend on others. You were born to rise, to shine, to be enough for yourself." A woman sleeping alone at home, some see it as loneliness, but in truth, it is power. The world may whisper that she is incomplete, that she should be afraid. But she is not afraid. She has faced storms, endured losses, and still stands. She sleeps alone not because she is forgotten, but because she has learned to embrace her own strength. The night is not her enemy. It is her witness. It watches as she prays, as she dreams, as she rebuilds herself in silence. She is not waiting to be saved, she is saving herself. The walls of her home do not confine her, they protect her. She does not seek validation from the world, for she has already been validated by her Creator. Do not fear, for I am with you. Do not be dismayed, for I am your God. I will strengthen you and help you. Isaiah 41:10. These words remind her that solitude is not emptiness, it is where faith grows. When the world sleeps, she speaks to the one who never does. She is not weak. She is not broken. She is the fire that refuses to be extinguished. The world may try to silence her, but she is the light that cannot be hidden. You are the light of the world. A town built on a hill cannot be hidden, Matthew 5:14. So when a woman sleeps alone at home, let no one mistake her solitude for sorrow. She is whole. She is powerful. And in the silence of the night, she is writing the story of her own strength. Strength is often misunderstood. The world believes that a woman alone is a woman abandoned, but in reality, a woman who stands in solitude is a woman who has discovered her own power. She does not need the world's approval to define her worth. She does not need a crowd to validate her existence. She has learned that true strength is not found in the noise of the world, but in the silence of her soul. When a woman sleeps alone at home, it is not because she has been left behind, it is because she has learned to walk forward on her own. She has faced heartbreak and loss, yet she has risen each time. The world may have tried to break her, but she has stitched herself back together, stronger than before. She has walked through fire, but instead of being consumed by it, she has been refined. Her solitude is not a sign of despair, it is the evidence of her resilience. There's power in a woman who does not fear her own company. She is not distracted by the world's expectations or bound by the need to fit into a mold created by others. In the quiet moments, she finds herself. She learns to listen to her heart, to trust her instincts, and to build a life that is not dependent on anyone else. She understands that strength is not about having people around to hold her up. It is about having the courage to stand even when no one is watching. The world often tells her she needs someone to complete her, that she is not enough on her own. But she has learned a deeper truth: she was never meant to be half of anything. She is already whole. She is not a missing piece waiting to be found. She is the masterpiece, standing tall in her own right. She does not seek love to fill a void, she gives love, because she is already overflowing with it. When she lies in bed at night, alone with her thoughts, she does not fear the silence. She embraces it, because in that silence she hears the voice of her own strength. She remembers every battle she has fought, every storm she has weathered, and every time she chose to keep going when giving up would have been easier. The scars she carries are not marks of defeat. They are symbols of her survival. Strength is not measured by who stands beside her, but by who she becomes when she stands alone. The woman who sleeps alone at home is not weak, she is the embodiment of courage. She has chosen herself. She has chosen peace. She has chosen a life that is not dependent on anyone else to make it whole. She is not waiting to be saved, she is saving herself. And in doing so, she has become unstoppable. The power of self-worth is something the world often tries to take away from a woman. From the moment she is born, she is told that her value depends on others, on the role she plays, the relationships she maintains, and the way she is perceived by society. But the truth is, a woman's worth is not defined by who stands beside her. It is defined by the strength that lies within her. When a woman sleeps alone at home, she is not incomplete. She is not waiting for someone to arrive and give her life meaning. She is not defined by the absence of another. She knows that self-worth is not something the world gives her. It is something she discovers within herself. A woman who understands her worth is unstoppable. She does not seek validation from others, because she has already validated herself. She does not need constant reassurance, because she knows who she is. She has built herself up from moments of doubt, turned her pain into power, and realized that she alone is enough. She is not someone's shadow, she is her own light. Society often teaches women to be givers, to pour themselves into others until they are empty. But a woman who understands her worth knows that she cannot give from an empty cup. She loves herself first, not out of selfishness, but because she understands that true love begins within. She does not chase after love, she attracts it. And if love does not come, she remains whole. She does not measure her worth by a relationship status, by how many people need her, or by whether someone calls her at night. She knows that her worth is not in being chosen, it is in choosing herself. The way she speaks to herself, the way she treats herself, and the way she honors her own journey all reflect the value she places on her own existence. A woman who sleeps alone does not need pity. She does not need sympathy. She does not need anyone to tell her that one day someone will come along and complete her, because she is already complete. Her dreams, her ambitions, and her happiness are not waiting for someone to arrive. They are already blooming within her. Her strength does not come from being loved by another. It comes from loving herself fiercely. It comes from knowing that her journey is her own and that she does not need to prove anything to anyone. It comes from the realization that solitude is not a punishment, it is a privilege. It is a space where she grows, where she heals, where she builds a life that reflects her deepest desires. She is not lonely. She is empowered. She is not searching for someone to define her. She defines herself. And in that self-acceptance, she finds a power greater than the world has ever told her she could have. Faith over fear is what separates a woman who merely survives from a woman who thrives. The world may tell her that sleeping alone is something to be afraid of, that solitude means vulnerability, that an empty home is a symbol of emptiness. But she knows the truth. Faith is greater than fear. She is never truly alone, because God is always with her. Fear whispers in the darkness, telling her that she is weak without others, that she needs someone to complete her. But faith speaks louder. Faith tells her that she is never abandoned, never forgotten, never without purpose. The world may try to shake her, but she stands firm, knowing that her strength does not come from external security, but from the unshakable presence of God. Do not fear, for I am with you. Do not be dismayed, for I am your God. I will strengthen you and help you. Isaiah 41:10. These words are not just comforting, they are a reminder that she is protected, guided, and upheld by a power far greater than anything she could fear. When the night falls and silence fills her home, she does not let fear creep in. Instead, she welcomes peace. She understands that fear is a choice, but so is faith. And she chooses to trust that every moment of solitude is a divine invitation to grow, to listen, to embrace the path designed for her. She understands that she does not need to see the whole picture to trust the process. Even in uncertainty, she walks forward, knowing that she is never walking alone. She is not afraid of the unknown because she knows her steps are ordered. She is not anxious about tomorrow because she knows her future is in hands greater than her own. She does not fear the silence because she knows God speaks the loudest in stillness. The world may tell her that without a hand to hold, she is lost. But faith tells her that she has always been held by the one who never lets go. And in that faith, she finds the courage to not just exist, but to live fully, boldly, and without fear. From fear to courage, a woman transforms when she realizes she is her own hero. The world has taught her to be afraid, to fear loneliness, to fear uncertainty, to fear the quiet moments when she is left with nothing but her thoughts. But fear has no power over a woman who has decided to be brave. She has spent years doubting herself, questioning whether she is strong enough to stand alone. But the moment she embraces her own strength, fear loses its grip on her. She no longer waits for someone to rescue her, to reassure her, to tell her she will be okay. She looks in the mirror and sees that she is enough. Courage does not mean the absence of fear. It means choosing to move forward despite it. It means turning on the lights in an empty house and realizing that the only thing filling the space is possibility. It means lying in bed at night, feeling the weight of solitude, and understanding that it is not a burden but a gift. It means recognizing that she does not need to be saved because she is already saving herself every single day. The world tells her to be cautious, to be careful, to avoid risks. But she knows that courage is not about avoiding life, it is about embracing it fully. She steps into the unknown with confidence, knowing that everything she needs is already within her. She refuses to let fear keep her small. She refuses to shrink herself to fit into a mold that was never meant for her. She understands that courage is not always loud. Sometimes it is the quiet decision to trust herself. Sometimes it is the simple act of believing that she deserves more. Sometimes it is choosing to let go of fear and walk boldly into a future that is hers to create. She is no longer afraid of the silence. She is no longer afraid of the empty spaces. Because she knows that the emptiness is not a void, it is a canvas waiting for her to paint her own story of courage, resilience, and strength. And that story is only just beginning. The light within a woman is something the world cannot dim. When she sleeps alone, it is not darkness that surrounds her, it is the glow of her own inner fire. She does not need anyone to bring her light, because she has learned that she is the light. For too long, she has been told that she needs someone else to illuminate her path, that she must depend on another to find her way. But she has discovered that her strength, wisdom, and purpose shine brighter than any external source. She is not waiting for someone to complete her story, she is writing it herself, page by page, with resilience and grace. You are the light of the world. A town built on a hill cannot be hidden. Matthew 5:14. These words are not just a promise. They are a truth she carries within her soul. The world may try to convince her that she is insignificant without someone beside her, but she knows better. Her presence alone is powerful. Her existence alone is meaningful. Her journey alone is valid. The night does not scare her because she understands that she is the light in the darkness. She does not fear being alone because she has already found companionship in her own spirit. She does not search for validation in others because she is already worthy. Her light does not flicker when she is alone. In fact, it shines even brighter. It is in her solitude that she discovers her true brilliance. It is in her stillness that she finds clarity. And it is in her own reflection that she sees the undeniable truth: she was never meant to be hidden. She was meant to shine unapologetically, fearlessly, and beautifully. The beauty of resilience is found in a woman who has endured solitude and emerged stronger. The world may see her as alone, but she knows she is standing in her own power. Every woman who has ever walked through the fire of loneliness has come out refined, not broken. She has learned that resilience is not just about surviving, it is about thriving. Life has tested her in ways she never expected. She has faced heartbreak, disappointment, and nights where the silence felt overwhelming. But instead of letting these moments define her, she has chosen to rise above them. She has stitched herself back together with love, faith, and an unbreakable will to move forward. The world may have told her that solitude is a sign of emptiness, but she has discovered the opposite. Her solitude has been her greatest teacher. It has shown her who she truly is, what she is capable of, and how deeply she can love herself. She no longer fears the quiet nights, because she understands they are where her strength is built. Resilience is not about having an easy life. It is about choosing to keep going, even when the road is hard. It is about waking up every morning and deciding that she will not let her past define her future. It is about looking in the mirror and seeing not a woman who has been through struggles, but a woman who has overcome them. She is proof that brokenness can turn into beauty, that solitude can turn into strength, that a woman who sleeps alone is not waiting, she is growing, healing, and becoming the most powerful version of herself. And in that transformation, she finds the truest, most radiant version of who she was always meant to be.